Stop button. Speech off.
Good morning, everyone. So as you hear in the background, the Lady A is playing on the babbling brook. If you hear a noise, it's because I have these two stainless steel whistles on a chain around my neck. They're the police whistle or a referee whistle. Got these for self-defense because, we live in a kind of sketchy area. So, I got two, my roommate got two. It was really nice. The lanyard that came with each of them, though, it's pretty thin. And the ring that comes with this is also a bit thin. So, I'd probably give it 3 stars out of 5. Anyway, I only have a little bit to talk, so I'm gonna jump straight to the point. There's lots of different, I'm reading the NIV version of the Bible, so that's the New English version, New International version. Bleh. Words. And then, if you're a younger reader, like a kid, I would probably recommend reading the New Living Translation first before you hop to the others. The King James is more complicated, so yeah. And I'm still trying to get a hold of the NIV, so still trying to get a grasp of it. I'm on Lamentations. So there are a lot of warnings in these chapters. Blue Jay out there. I can't really say all I want to say here, so what I'll probably do is I'll do a video, and then I'll, maybe smack a link to, Patreon or something. I'll put a YouTube. I'll do a video for YouTube and Patreon, and then just leave it at that. We are planning on starting up our own ministry. We're not sure if it's going to be a sailing ministry yet. We're trying to wait for what God wants us to do, And I'm trying to, hopefully eventually I'll find a godly man, because I'd love to settle down and, if, because there are lots of children who need homes here. I mean, I don't necessarily have to be a biological mother, but I would love to be a biological mother, a birth mother, because children are a very precious gift from God, and I love kids. So, I'm gonna be in this ministry. I'm gonna be the youth pastor, so I probably will have to go to seminary for that. And get I'll probably have to get an education degree or something. Anyway, let me see what,
Voiceover on. Studio. Stop. Icon share. 4:10.
Okay, we still have time. But I do want to witness to younger kids and, teach them about, God. And there are, of course, the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbors, thou shalt not, murder, and thou shalt not covet your neighbor's possessions and everything like that. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Another thing that's also bad, and this isn't, known in the Bible, idolatry. People worship idols. It's bad. Don't do it. God is, God. He's the only God, He is, above. He created the heavens and the earth, so, He deserves all of our, reverence and respect and fear, of course, because, the last thing we need is Him angry at us. My roommate's asleep, so I'm kind of trying to talk quietly a little bit because she's asleep in the living room. And I don't want to wake her up.
Icon
Excuse
share.
me.
5:41.
I'm probably just gonna walk around a little bit better so I can see. We're just gonna walk around the room. I'm using Cash for Steps because, I'm really, I need them, we do need the finances. So I'm, doing lots of things on Cash for Steps, or as VoiceOver says it, Cash Steps. I'm using MSR, Swagbucks. Excuse me. What else am I using? The Make Money app. So there's no accessible games for the blind. I'm almost using Evidation. There's no accessible money-making games for the blind and vision-impaired community. It's frustrating. I think it would be cool to have, an app, that has, a bunch of different features. You could play games, if there was accessible versions of, Solitaire Cash and Solitaire Clash and Bingo, different bingos and stuff like that, accessible, where you could win money and, stuff like that. And also, sortie quests, everything you gather, every time you gather, you get, some money, or every time you, defeat an enemy, you get some money, or every time you level up, and whenever you unlock an achievement crystal, you can, that'll be more money for you. That's just my thoughts, for the developer to consider, because, I'm sure I'm not the only blind or vision impaired person who is who's on SSDI or SSI, who needs, the money. And I think it would be great if the developers of Dice World or Sortie Quest at least, considered that, because, that would be so much better, and they could use Cash App and PayPal, for stuff like that, and make sure it's completely VoiceOver compatible. Also, an accessible version of Minecraft would not be amiss either, and same with Animal Crossing, because I love Animal Crossing. I love watching Minecraft, and I love people playing Animal Crossing, New Leaf and New Horizon. But there should be an accessible iPhone version of those two apps.
171. Stop button. 171 hours. Selected. 8:55. 171 hours and 2 minutes. 8:59.
And yeah. Well, my subscription is not expired yet, but I did cancel it, so I'm sure that people would be in need of a little money as well, so. And then I also have Patreon for people to check me out there, because I do have posts there. Different, things, these podcasts go on Patreon. The videos I make go on YouTube and Patreon, and sometimes on Twitter. I haven't really posted a lot of videos on Facebook. Anyway, Revelation is a pretty intense book of the Bible, and, you've got to, it's not exactly for kids, I would say. It's mainly for, like, the older, because it does cover some pretty dark stuff, that, will happen, after the rapture, it's going to be the tribulation, or, the time of Jacob's trouble. So, we don't want to be in that time. We want to be raptured up. So, we just need to make sure we're right with God. Read the Bible, pray. Don't swear if you can't. Try not to swear, which we're trying, working on it. I haven't sworn. I messed up yesterday. I dropped the F-bomb, so I'm going to have to stop that. But, if I could say fudge or fork or flip or, what the crap, what the heck, what the hey, Yeah, so, just things you gotta keep in mind, because I know I lost some rewards for every time I've sworn, every time I've done something. I'm not, I haven't, like, killed anyone or done anything illegal, per se. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, I have to say some of my favorite, I have a favorite part of Revelation, a favorite part of John, and then Luke is pretty good. Genesis is one of my favorites. It has some of my favorite passages as well. Because, that's when creation happened. I'm not too happy with Satan for messing things up for us. At all, because, he was the one who deceived Eve, basically saying, oh, you can eat the fruit, because basically God told everyone, you can have all, eat all the fruit except for the ones on the, the tree in the middle. I think it was, yeah, the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. He said, they cannot eat that. And Satan said that they could, and Eve took some, and gave some to Adam, and, yeah. That started the fall. So, now we're just, and this world is going crazy. Inflation is ridiculous. I mean, prices are going up so high, and, I just, it's not good, and so right now I'm just kind of doing some walking, and just trying to get my daily step goal started. What else? One of my favorite kings, well, I have two sort of favorite kings, back in the biblical times. David, although he did have his kind of moments, and then Solomon, which he also kind of had his moments, but he was mostly a wise man, and David was mostly a good guy. And Hezekiah, I forgot him too. He was, one of the good guys, one of the good kings. But like any person, you have your ups and your downs, and you have your middles. We're all born in sin, and there's 3 stages of death. There's the physical death, basically, when we're just, when we die. Then there is this, spiritual sort of death, like, technically, once we're the age of accountability, we are spiritually dead unless we are, a Christian.